I'm hearing one table. Please show me some love. All right, I wasn't gonna read some of this. I got a story in here, like I said, about sexual identity and promiscuity.
That's all right.
And I wasn't gonna read it, but Focal is talking about freaky shit and all that, so I thought it would only be appropriate if I did this. Now, I think everybody, exactly right, and I think everybody in here is above 18. I had some of my students from LeMoyne here, and most of them scattered out. So now I can go ahead and break down and read it. Here they go. Before I go into this, I do want to say that in defense of my work, okay. Kim, the story of John is no different than Your Color Purple. Most of us saw the movie, and we understand that there was incestuous relationships going on, and of course, Celia and Sugar Avery basically went together. So if you can respect Alice Walker, you gotta respect what I'm gonna do. It's gonna be some vulgarity here. If you don't like certain words, you might need to close your ears right about now. It's gonna get very adult. If you have a mate, slide close to them. I can't slide next to my fiance. She's sitting down, I'm standing up, but I will after this. Kim, the story of John, basically. Kim, the story of John is gonna basically be pretty much a love story, and shows about how young men can pretty much take advantage of their sexual prowess. And I'm going to pick up where there's two characters here, basically. There's a character named Cap and Towson. And everybody from Memphis, I think we know what Cap means, right?
Yeah, familiar with that.
Everybody know what Cap means? If you are from Memphis, the word Cap means fellatio. And those who don't know what fellatio means, a little oral sex, right? So, I will resume when everybody gets prepared. There we go. All right, we're loosening up. All right, I'm ready. Look quiet. Let me start.
You got to go with Cap.
Cap. Everybody want to hear about Cap? Get quiet. All right. Basically, this picks up. I'm gonna pick up the excerpt. Cap and Towson are roommates at a local college. This could be any town, USA. They're roommates, and pretty much you'll get an idea of what they're about. They call themselves ladies' men, and pretty much I'm gonna read a nice scene to you. So let's all get quiet. It's gonna be uncomfortable at first, and then it's gonna get easier and easier, right? That's the innuendo, the entendre. Come on, y'all. Okay, here we go. So you say you don't know when Cleo is going to come back. Excuse me, I'm sorry. Page 52 if you have the book. If you don't have it, move next to your neighbor and look at it. And if you don't have it and don't want to move next to your neighbor, you might not, because this book kind of hot, so you might not want to move next to your neighbor, but listen to it and you'll get the drift of it. So, you say you don't know when Cleo is going to come back, huh? Cap said as he slithered closer to Tangy. She stood at the kitchen entrance, which wasn't far from the apartment door. Cap grabbed her hand and pulled her into the entry hall with him. You want to know what got Cleo acting that way, Tangy? Ooh, maybe, but not here, not now. Cap pulled Tangy close to him, pressing his midsection against her own. Feeling his concrete erection, Tangy smiled in amusement. Oh my God, she said, then whispered with apprehension. This is bad, Cap. This is so bad. Then, within a blink of an eye, Cap dropped to his knees in worship. He began licking her thighs while grabbing at her breast like a child reaching for toys. She moaned in pleasure. Cap pulled her gym shorts down to her ankles to subdue her, and then went to town on her private place.
Whoa, not right now.
He stiffened his tongue like an erect penis and plunged it in and out of her vaginal opening, simulating intercourse. Every now and then he'd look up from her womb and see Tangy mumbling inaudible words to herself, saliva running down from her mouth with her eyes closed as if hypnotized. When Cap wasn't looking at her, Tangy would look down. to see nothing but the top of his head, twisting and turning and lunging in between her thighs like a starved out dingo dog. All the while he was dining on Tangy, Cap was unbuckling his jeans, lifting each leg out of the denims one at a time, and unleashing his penis. Exposed, he began masturbating hard and fast. After he obtained the rock-hard erection, he helped Tangy get her legs out of the gym short shackles, turned her around and pinned her up against the walls as if she was under arrest, and slid his swollen penis inside of her already watery womb. Waterfall.
Wow.
He hunched her from behind for a couple of minutes, then turned her around, wrapped one of her legs around his waist, and mashed himself inside of her, pumping deep and fast and to the left and to the right, long strokes, short, choppy strokes, hitting her cabin walls or bending corners, as he called it, when recanting conquest with the fellows. All the while, Cap would suck and tug on her nipples, attempting to feed on them like an infant. Cap, we gotta stop. Cap, we gotta stop. No we don't. Yes we do, Cap. Just not here. This is so bad. Okay then, Cap replied, still inside of Tangy, but no longer pumping as profusely. Okay, good. Tangy responded. A few moments went by and neither one of the two moved to kill the beast with two backs. So Cap, hardening and seeming to extend in a limp a bit, continued his vaginal assault on Tangy. He started licking the fingers of her hands while pounding away at her pelvic area with his pulsating unit. Somewhat upset because of Tangy's refusal to respond when he'd ask, "You feel that dick?"
Didn't write his name. Didn't write his name. You know, like they say, write your name.
Here we go. They're taking the show from me. Here we go. Y'all ready? Let's finish up. I think I got you some live too. Let's go. Salivation. Somewhat upset. Cap grew sexually flustered, as men often do when they feel as if they aren't satisfying their partner. The more he'd ask, the more she'd not respond, which in turn caused his anger and pumping to increase. Undoubtedly enjoying the ferocity with which Cap threw that dick, as she later tell him, Tangy controlled their sexual encounter by dictating the speed, the movement, and the intensity, all by subliminally controlling Cap's thoughts with her nonverbal communication. He thought that if she didn't respond to him, or if Tangy didn't make a lot of unwanted noise during sex, then he wasn't performing well. Some of y'all going through that now at home. When in fact, she loved every minute of the time they spent together. If you got the book, turn the page. I would. Ooh, I'm a calm. Ooh, I'm a calm. Where? Where you want it? Where you want, Tangy replied. After hearing this, Cap's erection stiffened. He exited her vaginal area and laid her on the stomach. Rubbing his penis, Cap began licking down Tangy's spine until he came to that tattoo that sat at the small of her back. Nice tat, he whispered. Yeah. Whose names are these? He said. The name on the rose is my great-grandmama. And my grandmama. They both died a few years back, and the names of the vines are my mom and my three sisters, Tangy whispered. That's real, Cap replied, not necessarily moved by the sentimental reasoning behind Tangy's ink fetish. Now he started to lick the rose and the vines and the names that were tattooed on her backside. He spread her buttocks and began licking and sucking her vaginal lips. He once again inserted himself inside of her, grinding and jerking inside of her like a madman. Cap pulled his penis from inside of Tangy and came all over the deceased.